Thank you to Duval Acura for allowing me to film here today. If you're ever in need of a new or used car, check out Duval Acura, and Matt Sykes will hook you up with the car you need. Again, that's Duval Acura. Ask for Matt Sykes. Hello and welcome. Today we're taking an in-depth look at this 2018 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Sahara soft top. So I'm going to go ahead and let you know about some of that naming. So obviously Jeep is the brand and Wrangler's the model. The Wrangler has been around since the early 1940s, I think. Yeah, the early 1940s, because it was a military vehicle, the Willis MB Jeep. Over time, it has switched between companies. It's gone through Willis, Kaiser, and AM, and to AM General. The American Motors Corporation owned it, and it has since been sold to FCA and now Stellantis. But ever since the 1940s, the Jeep has kept its overall shape, and it really hasn't changed much. So 2018, I believe, was the first year for this redesigned Wrangler. It still has the regular classic Jeep shape to it that we've all come to know and love. Now, Sahara is the trim. The Jeep has the Sport trim, which is the base model, and then the Sahara is the more high-end, gives you a few more luxury features. Now, above the Sahara is the Rubicon. The Rubicon is the more off-road focused, top-of-the-line Wrangler that is sold. Now, when I said unlimited, that just means it's the 4-door edition of the Wrangler. So the regular Wrangler has 2 doors, Wrangler Unlimited has 4. And then soft top, this is the soft cloth top. I guess not cloth, but fabric top. And this top is removable. You can slide it out. You slide out these doors here, or not doors, these windows. They run along little tracks. I'm not going to demonstrate it in this video, but you would slide these out and then slide these out, the side windows out, along rubber tracks that are located up within the side here. And then up inside, I'll show you later, there's little clips that you can use to fold this up and down. The windshield is also foldable on these Wranglers. If you remove the windshield wipers and unbolt the top of the windscreen, you can fold it down and it'll rest on these hooks here. These hooks are also multi-purpose though. You got your windshield wiper fluid within them. Got your tow hooks here up front. Got little Jeep grills in the headlights. So these are 18-inch polished aluminum wheels. They've got nice painted accents. And a fun little Jeep Easter egg, you see an old military style Jeep down there at the bottom. You got this cool little indentation here on the side. You got your trail rated badge. Sahara, Wrangler Unlimited. Your mirrors. And here's the window sticker. Let you take a look at that. This exterior color is called Black Clear Coat. Has a black leather interior. Unlike the previous generation Jeeps, this actually has a door now, so it's not completely open. But while we're talking about this, I'll go ahead and give you the fuel ratings. Let's get 17 city and 23 highway for MPG. And then this takes regular gasoline. Interesting thing about these taillights, you can see they kind of stick out a little far. And the reason for that is if you have it equipped, it's optional, so this doesn't have the option. But some Wranglers you can get blind spot monitoring, and what they do is put a little plastic piece on the side that can see past the fenders and will work on the vehicle. But this doesn't have it, so it just has a reflector light there. You got your backup camera there. So, let's go ahead and take a look at the key. I will say the key for the Jeep Wrangler is very large. Fits nice in your hand though. You do get a physical key that will flip up out of it. Got your lock, unlock, remote start, press it twice to enable that, and your panic button. This car does not have keyless entry, so I do have to click the unlock button. These are very light doors because they're removable. See this little handle in the bottom of the door actually is for when you remove the doors, makes it a little easier to hold the door. Anyway, stepping inside, like I said, you got a black leather interior. Because this is a fob, I can just stick it in this little storage cubby here, or I could just put it in the seat. Might go better in the seat since it's all the keys combined together. See a little Jeep drive along the bottom, is kind of cool. And if you're paying attention, in the background you see a little graphic that shows the old Jeep turning into the new Jeep. So, let's go ahead and roll down the driver's window and take a look at the rest of the car. Or the passenger areas, I should say. So stepping in the back seat, you do notice you have a kind of interestingly shaped door. Got your handle here, your little door locks here. A little lock there shows that the doors are locked. Like I said, you got the same little grab handle there. The storage cubby built down below. So a couple interesting things about this seat. If I want to just fold the headrest, I can pull that tab. If I want to fold the whole thing, I pull the bigger tab and it folds flat like so. I have the driver's seat adjusted to where I would sit. Little grab handle there to help you get in. So the seats are very upright. I do notice that. My feet, I do have a decent amount of leg room. I can extend my feet like that. But my knees do come pretty high up off the seat, and the seat bottom is relatively short. I do have window controls back here. A little household style outlet. We got some USBs down there. And no cup holders, but you do get these little storage trays and another little storage tray right there. You got a bit of storage in the seat back pocket and some speakers here. When this roof is, you can see the mechanisms that are used to operate the roof. You can kind of see there's a bit of space up there. But one huge thing that I'm super happy to see in the back of the new Wrangler, I guess it's not really that new anymore, but I have a 2013 Wrangler and it does not have air vents in the back seat. So that is awesome to see that they've finally added air vents back here. They're kind of funny. They're little circles, they're fun to play with, but they are nice to see. So stepping back out of the Wrangler here, you saw me open this earlier, but you got your trunk space. You got a neat little graphic here talking about water fording depth. So all these lines are actually here. I can clip little packs to them. Like if I have, I don't know, certain camping packs will clip on these. So since this is the soft top, this doesn't flip up, which makes loading the back a little bit difficult, but you can do it. And if you take the window off, you can also do that. You got a little 12-volt outlet there, little JL badge, because it's the generation, the model number. You got a little storage cubby down there. Sorry about the background noise, I am right next to a highway. Then you have your little screw holders, so that's kind of cool. The bolts will be held in here. It's a neat truck. I again apologize for all the background noise. Just bear with me. But one thing I forgot to mention about the back seat is you have this cool fold down armrest, and the cup holders are actually in the headrest. You got a little, you could stick your cell phone in here, hold it there. There's a cell phone holder there, which is kind of cool, and 2 cup holders. You got the passenger seat, you got a nice large tray, your grab handle, your door handle, and your door locks. You have manually adjusting seats, seat back and seat bottom. You got a little grab handle here and your glove box there. You do get sun visors, a little paper or a clip area right there. You get a little mirror with lights. These do slide out like that. And then here are the clips I was talking about to fold the roof back. Then you have your passenger airbag display there and your rear view mirror that is manually dimming like so. Well, now that we've talked about all the passenger space, let's go ahead and hop over to the driver's seat. So, taking a look at the driver's area here. So taking a look at the door here, got my window controls here, left, right, and all directions. I got my door locks, nice storage pouch there. I've got my same fun little circle air vents, my headlight controls, and my gauge cluster brightness. Also, if I push this all the way up, I noticed it turns on a little light down there. Just kind of fun, I guess. But anyway, I'll go ahead and show you what the headlights look like. So, looking down below, I can see another speaker down there. So, taking a look at the gauge cluster here, I have my tachometer. I've got my seatbelt display, shows I'm not wearing my seatbelt because I'm not going anywhere. I've got my which drivetrain I'm using. I'm using 2-wheel high. I can switch it to 4-wheel high or 4-wheel low. Got my gauge cluster up in the top. I've got my range, my fuel range, and my outside temperature. I can actually change those and rearrange the way they look. I've got what gear I'm in down there at the bottom, park, reverse, neutral, drive. If I put it in manual mode, it'll show my shifting there. I've got an odometer at the bottom showing this car has 41,000 miles. Got my engine temperature off to the left and my fuel off to the right. I can scroll down from the speedometer to my vehicle info. I can see tire pressure, coolant temperature, transmission temperature, oil pressure, oil life, and battery voltage. I can see these are my off-roading stuff. I can see the drivetrain. I can see, so here I can see which direction my wheels are facing, which is kind of a neat thing in my opinion. I can also see the pitch and roll. I can scroll down here. I can see my average fuel economy. And I can see tripometers. And in the background of the tripometers is actually an old military Jeep, which is kind of cool. Here I have my start-stop settings, or not settings, but just shows whether it's working. I have my radio stations and stored messages. And here I have my configuration. If I click OK, here's where I can adjust what's displayed up there, what's displayed on the right, and pretty much everywhere else. So, off to the right is my speedometer, and then we have the steering wheel itself. I got my turn signals, which actually have a kind of fun sound. They're a little different. I can do the 3-time click if I'm changing lanes on an interstate. I can flash the high beams by pulling them towards me and turn them on if the headlights are on and I push it that way. Over here I have my wiper control. Usually you can tap it down to do either 1-time or adjust the intermittent, but this time it's just 1-time is tapping up. So at first I was like, so does that mean when I'm driving and it's raining, I just keep doing this repeatedly? But no, you can do the intermittent by twisting here. And then, funny enough, this still has a rear wiper control, even though this car doesn't have a rear wiper. I guess it's just a Stellantis cost cut, but it's still kind of interesting to see that that's the way they did that. Anyway, looking at the steering wheel itself, on the back, I can actually adjust my radio volume and then my channel. Here I have my cruise control, and these are the buttons I was using to go through the gauge cluster screen. I have my phone control buttons and my horn. Then I have my steering wheel. This is a manually adjusting steering wheel, so the adjustment's right here. I can tilt and telescope. Here I've got a garage door opener on this visor. Got 2 lights, and it does not slide. The passenger one slides like you saw earlier, but it doesn't. This one doesn't. Like I said, my mirror and my passenger airbag display. Then I have my screen here in the middle. I can see my radio, AM, FM, Sirius XM. If I click that, it's a shortcut to adjusting the bass, treble, mid-range, all that stuff. Can switch between stations. Here's a quick listen to the sound system.
We need to stop and fill up.
No, we're just 24/7. I wonder if that interstate's still coming through. Another Sunday morning service at the church.
So it's not a bad sound system. It's not any sort of special Bose sound system or anything, but it still does the job fine. Here, if I have some Bluetooth media connected, it would show up here. I have all my climate controls that I can adjust through the screen. I can adjust fan speed where I want to send it and the temperature. Here I've got all my different apps. I can adjust the heated seats, heat steering wheel. I can turn on my backup camera here with trajectory lines. So to get out of that, I just click the X. I can go back to my climate. I can go to this controls screen, which I can adjust my heated seats. I can go to the backup camera through here. This is where I can this is another place I can adjust the different level of heated seat. Scrolling over here, I've got my media, radio, and phone. And actually, if I hold down an app, I can move it. So I can put it somewhere else if I want it somewhere else, which is kind of cool. I can also drag and drop apps down into this lower bar here. So here's where my phone connect would be. And then here I can see all my different settings, my language, display settings, safety settings, clock settings, all that is located in this settings screen. So moving down to these physical controls here, I got a volume control. This turns the screen on and off. I got my front defroster, rear defroster, heated steering wheel, heated seat controls, temperature, fan speed. And this is actually, I found myself keep reaching for this to adjust the volume, but that's over here. This is that. This is fan speed, this is volume. Here I got my hazard switch, passenger temperature, where I want the air to blow, passenger heated seat. I can turn the AC off to just have fans blowing, recirculating air, which is actually a picture of a Jeep, which is kind of cool. This is my tune, and if I click it, it takes me to my different stations. Down here I can mute the sound system, my automatic start stop, traction control, hill descent control, and another screen off. Just touch the screen to turn it back on. Got another 12 volt outlet down here. Your media, so if I wanted, this is where I would plug in for audio to go up to there. I got my window locks, so this will lock out the rear windows. This leaves them open. I can got one touch down windows, but not for the back, and they're not one touch up either. Down here we got a little storage cubby, and then here's my shifter to shift drivetrain, and then here's my regular gear shifter. Reverse shows the backup camera, which I showed you earlier. Neutral, drive, and my manual mode, shift up, shift down. Here I got my two cup holders. I've got a little cell phone holder here. I can actually stick my cell phone down in there. I got my parking brake. And then in here I have a little glove box, which is two openings. So there's a smaller opening and a bigger opening with a USB in there. So let's go around front and talk about the engine. Unlike most vehicles, there's no tab in here to open the hood. I actually have to go around to the front of the car to open the hood. And to do that, I pull this, and if I push it down, it'll lift this little tab there. I pull that out. I personally like this much more than the previous generation JK Wrangler. It's a little more difficult to operate these little hood latches on that version of the Wrangler. But there's a tab in here that I pull to the right, and it opens right up. So it took me a decent amount of time to find, and that sound is not from the engine, that is from that semi-truck over there. But what you have under the hood here is a 3.6 liter V6 engine. It's paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission, puts out 285 horsepower and 260 pound-feet of torque. It'll carry the Jeep from 0 to 60 in 6.9 seconds. Look at Chrysler Crossfire, that's cool. Not something you see every day. Anyway, one thing I'd like to mention, when I open this hood, this prop rod is located up here. It was really hard for me to find. I was like, where is it? I was burning my hands because it's a black hood on a hot day, but I eventually found it. It's up there. So, let's go ahead and give it a listen, shall we? I want to say thank you again to Duval Acura here for allowing me to film this 2018 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Sahara soft top. I want to thank Matt Sykes for helping me situate everything. And thank you guys for watching. You all have a good one. Bye-bye.